Hi Taurus, welcome to your energy check-in. I just want you guys to know this reading is going to be good for the next 30 days. As you guys know, you don't actually have to have any Taurus placements at all in your natal chart, and you don't have to be watching this video at the time that it's made, which is actually going into mid-April 2021, okay? If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you're more than welcome. Please go ahead and just search for the links that lead to my Etsy page. And go ahead and place your order there. I have many different types of readings for different prices, starting from, I believe the cheapest is 20 and going up to almost 300. So just go ahead and take a look and see what suits your fancy. Okay, let's jump in. God is good. Okay. All right, so Taurus, wow, Taurus. The word that I'm getting for you already is the word benign. Oh, I also want to mention, you guys, I'm going to make this one of my signature longer readings. As you may know, if you followed me for a while, you know that I've been doing the shorter readings in order to fit on Instagram. But you know what? I'm like, let me get back to doing what I love doing best, which is longer readings. Those of you who have had readings from me, personal readings, you know my readings do tend to be on the longer side as well. Okay, so anywho, yeah, I'm getting the word benign for you, Taurus. Now, this is interesting because some of you may have sorry, I'm saying Libra, but no, I meant to say some of you may have Leo placements, by the way, or somebody is spending quite a lot of time around somebody with a Leo placement. That's coming through. For someone here, that Leo placement may actually be your mom. But either way, I'm getting the word benign because there's an energy. It's almost like you, for whatever reason, the energy is coming across as though you would normally be somebody who would be a little bit more like a lion, you know, with a fierce energy, or a combatant energy is the word that they're giving. I also feel like you're going through a lesson of some sort here. But for whatever reason, your energy is feeling rather soft, and actually softer than I would usually feel a Taurus energy to be. So this is actually not so bad. It's coming across as gentle, but it's also coming across a little bit as, what's the word? Not only benign, but not in hibernation, maybe dormant. That's the word. A little bit dormant. There's another docile. There's a little bit of a, you know, for right now, kind of low, okay? But let's jump in and see what else the cards have to say. All right, so for somebody here, or at least for some of you, I'm getting this idea of you dropping a lot of coin for people. So it's almost like you've been spending a lot of abundance. You've been spending a lot of your coin on people, maybe providing, maybe somebody you've been lending money, or maybe you're the one who always ends up paying for the fast food or just whatever it is. I'm seeing a lot of that coming out, and I do want to say thank you and good job for that in a sense, because it seems like people aren't thanking you for what you've been doing. So of course this is coming out as money. I'm seeing shillings. I had to say that word. I'm seeing shillings here. But as you know, money is just an energetic exchange. So for some of you, this may actually be manifesting in the way that you carry yourself, what it is that you're doing. So you're giving quite a bit more than you're getting back in return is what I'm seeing. I don't necessarily see that you're in this place where you're giving too much in life in general. Instead, it seems like you're feeling balanced, Taurus, or whoever you are. But for some people, you're probably giving more than they are giving back to you. And notice I almost said they are receiving. So you're giving more than they are receiving. Tells me that you're also giving to people who are not in a position to receive. I feel that there are some people around you who you keep trying to give to, but their cup is not so deep. Off to the side, I see the Six of Wands, which is coming through with the victory card here. But I'm actually instead seeing the Six of Wands victory energy being covered up. And instead, they're showing this person's hands up in surrender. So I, again, have this benign energy, and you're calling it a draw. I'm feeling that gosh, they're giving me other words. I want to say you're surrendering putting up the white flag, but they are saying the word surviving. So some of you may actually be recovering a bit from having given so much, okay? Especially to a masculine energy. I'm actually hearing a male energy, so it may actually be a masculine polarity within a male body. Need not be, but it feels a little bit like that. So long story short, Taurus, whoever you are, God bless, you've been at a place where you have been giving of yourself in kind-hearted ways, really. And I actually see this. You not actually expecting them to give back, Taurus. Wow, shock. You actually not expecting them to give back, but you're just giving. But unfortunately, the place that you're giving to, whether it be a person, place, thing, or situation, is not even receiving it fully. Sometimes people struggle to receive. Now, I do want to say that you want to watch that, because if you have somebody in your vicinity that you've been giving to, giving your time, your attention, your resources, your love, your concern is what I'm seeing, right? And they're not receiving it for whatever reason, it seems like an inability, then that may actually be a reflection of a part of you that is unable to receive. What about you needs to be worked on? Think about that while I take a sip of this nice hot coffee. And, I'm getting this energy. Well, look at her hands. Well, I tried it. It's not for me. So if whoever was on the receiving end of your goodness, you're kind of pulling it back now and you're like, okay, it wasn't for me. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't any heartbreak in association with you pulling back or exiting this connection or moving forward or deciding to move on. Instead, it means that you've probably worked through it on some level and you've probably come to a realization that, okay, it's not for me. It's being crossed here with the know your worth. But more than anything, I'm seeing here that in addition to you starting to know your worth, you're actually looking at the other person and starting to see, and I don't say this lightly, but this person is not worth the effort that I'm putting in. So let me say that again. Instead of you just looking at yourself and saying, you know what, I am worth more than this, and doggone it, you're also looking at this person keeps coming through as a King of Wands to show me that it does feel very much like a male energy. It doesn't have to be, but it does. Whoever this is, you're starting to actually look at that person. You see the potential in them, because I'm seeing this star child come out for them, and for some of them I do see that they will blossom later, maybe not with you, God bless, but the fact remains that at this time they are not receptive to what it is that you have to offer. And if it, God bless you, makes you feel better, they're probably not receptive to anything anybody has to offer right now. This person or this situation is going through some type of blockage on their end. I do see that some of you have been trying to offer this person food, but it's like it's being bounced back, okay? If you see the energy, it's like being bounced back. That's what I was saying they're not able to receive. I'm going to take a sip right now. One sec. Oh my gosh, can I just say how excited I am and how excited I feel to be back, to just be happy to sit here and do a reading for the length that I want. Oh my God. Okay, I just want to say that, guys. I'm so excited. All right, anyway, back to this. So you're at this point, wherever you are when you watch this video, whatever time it is, you're at this point where you're like, I tried that, it's not for me, moving on. Lesson learned is what Spirit is saying. Lesson learned. I do have to be honest, I do feel that there is a male energy attached to that card, right? Attached to this lesson. Oh, just as I went to get some cards, look right here. I got a male energy. It almost doesn't even matter what male card I get here. See, they're like, you can go ahead and throw the false person. Look at how it's juxtaposed. You can go ahead and throw the false person or the official person on top of that. It does not matter. The point is, if you're standing in front of a wall and you're giving and it's coming straight back, you're just standing in front of a wall, and Spirit wants you to reduce this situation to that situation. Okay, so God bless. We're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that over to indicate that this passing is done. When I say passing, you passed, is what Spirit is saying. Yay! Now, what moment did you pass? When you realized it? When you were frustrated? No, you passed when you said, it isn't for me. Next. elevator back up. I do want to say that some of you did take an elevator down to get to whoever this person is. Okay, now understandably, you may be living in the same building, you literally took an elevator down, but this means that you descended a bit in your energetic field. I love to see the opposite at the end here, ascension, followed by this ease card. Looks great. So go ahead, resume your position and keep going on. Now, taking a look at this next card, I'm getting some family issues starting to come up, okay? Now, I know some of you are like, actually, that was my family member, and if so, then okay, God bless. But I do feel that this is coming through as a separate energy. It could be that you're dealing with the same person, but a separate karmic lesson, or you're dealing with a completely different person here, but this is feeling like you've got some family issues to delve into. Now, what is the image that I'm getting here? Imagine you're this youngster in your family house and you've got an uncle coming to visit, you know, back in the day, and he's coming to stay for like a month, right? And he comes, he's got nothing but his little 1950s little briefcase slash satchel slash early duffel bag going on, and he opens it and you're like, what do you have in there? Because you're cute and you're like 11, and then he's got not much, right? And you're like, oh my god, this cool, they're throwing the word handsome stranger, so some of you it's not family, it's a new person with a romantic interest. Wow, this cool handsome stranger, or wow, this cool uncle is here and let me see what he's got. He could be the uncle or he could be the boarder in the house, right? And to you, this person is amazing. This person has been on an adventure and they've come with a bag and what's in it. But to all the adults around, oh, okay, this is that ne'er-do-well person from down the block. He's needing to board somewhere, and we took him in because he got kicked out by his wife because he drinks too heavily, and so they understand that, he ain't much, God bless, in their eyes, but to you it's this amazing thing. So take a look here. Of course you wouldn't expect a child to understand that because they have limited vision, they have limited reason to be in an adult world. And so much in that same way, I do feel that someone is coming from the past here. So this is showing a past life connection that is resurfacing in your life. For some of you, this could be somebody you're meeting for the first time in this lifetime, or that was dumb. Or it could be somebody that you actually knew from earlier in this lifetime, maybe in high school or something, making their way back around. But either way, I do want to let you know that this is somebody you want to go into this connection with full eyes aware. All right, they're showing me the warrior card off to the side. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and stretch it out, hold for two. Look. Now, why is the warrior card coming in? Well, simply put, it's coming in because Spirit is saying be vigilant. Be vigilant when you deal with this person or this situation. Now, let's be real. Situations bring people. Let's be real. Unresolved energy from within brings situations about, which come along with people. Now, what is it that you need to do? You need to approach this with the best, to the best of your ability. As we always should, go in with eyes open. What are your lessons learned? And kind of work through that. Oh, excuse me. For somebody here, whenever I say for somebody, I mean like, hey, for however many, okay? But I'm just going to go ahead and say for somebody here, they're giving the word resurgence, okay? That's coming with two messages. For somebody here, a resurgence is referring to this person, again, coming right back around the bend. Guys, I got to let you know. Because you guys know me, I keep it 300% and 400 in a personal reading because that's all your energy. This person is not about anything. So not to say next, but I'm really feeling that. But the second word, resurgence, God bless, actually comes a little bit more in a health issue kind of way. So someone here, God bless you, is going to be having a resurgence of some type of health issue. And they just tapped my shoulder on the left for a second, so it may not necessarily be in that region, but it does feel significant that they tapped my shoulder at that moment. Perhaps they tapped your shoulder at that moment or whatnot, but please, if you don't have confirmation of that for yourself, please do not go into panic mode. Remember, this is a general reading, and we have quite a few guides on on this call, so they're stepping in, and God bless. All right, but please do be mindful of that. They may have also tapped you, they may have drawn attention to the shoulder thing, not because that's where the health issue is, but also but maybe because they may have done something to your shoulder in the moment to help you identify, hey, it's you. Okay, so either way, just be mindful of that. Spirit is showing that this card is down here again, just like we dropped, you descended energetically to work on this lesson. Here we see that if you were to kind of get back in, control is the word I'm saying. Yeah, get back. Yeah, so let go of any control issues, right? But also, if you were going to get back into something with somebody from your past or whoever this is, could be first time meeting, but definitely past lifetime situation. Please be mindful. Go into it with your eyes closed, so you're not dropping all the way down here to deal with this person. Having your eyes open with lessons learned, being the adult in this connection, putting two and two together, like, hey, this doesn't add up. This person says this, it doesn't add up. The actions aren't whatever. Then notice how this card is actually higher than these are, right? So this could, I'm getting this could be wrapped up in as little as 3 months, whatever this is. Now, just because a lesson is coming through with 3 months doesn't mean that you're actively dealing with this person for 3 months, especially if you're not feeling them. What it does mean is that it may take as little as 3 months for the energetic sphere to move out of your energy field. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick sip. Yay. Guys, I totally forgot to get cookies. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Okay, just as I said that, let's look at her hands. Empty, no cookies at all, right? So let's take a look and feel what this is about. Taurus, when I look at this is your higher energy coming in. I feel like she just wants to be like, boom, everybody move. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about whatever. I need to have this shift. I need to have this energetic download come in. So at this point, I'm feeling a little bit, for some of you, I'm feeling May is a bit too early. Maybe July or August in particular. August, you're going to either be having a higher aspect of yourself coming in, or it's going to be already in by then. Maybe this is a process that takes time. Now, why would it take time for a higher aspect of us to come in? Very simply because if this energetic, high energetic frequency were to pop in, you know, if we're not ready and we've got low vibrations, we've got unresolved mental things, we haven't arrived at certain beliefs and understandings yet, this could be quite a traumatic thing. And so what happens is, as you resolve stuff from the inside, doing your energy shifts, shadow work, going through experiences that get you to change your mind, it makes it easier for this higher aspect to come in. If your higher aspect is very adventurous, right, and fun loving, but here you are down here still learning issues of abundance and learning how to devolve yourself from certain people, places, things, and situations, and also working on how to learn to deserve the goodness in your life. Then if you're holding those belief patterns and that you haven't cleared them yet, it's this adventurous person is going to struggle to get in, right? Who's the adventurous person? You are, for example. But how can you be adventurous if you're so stuck in this idea of survival? And so that's an example of how we block our higher selves from being able to come in. All right. I am picking up that for somebody here, you're going to meet two people is what they're saying. You're going to have a choice of two people. Now, these two people, one of these people feels a little bit like a husband material. They're saying an earthly fellow. Okay, earthly fellow. Nice way of putting it. Very, very earthly, very, because I was like, is this person galactic? Anyway, earthly fellow, that's one person that he feels like he could be long-term stable connection. Actually feels very earthy as well. If not another Taurus, could be, feels very Taurian, but doesn't have to be, right? And some water in there as well, like one of the water signs. But I'm also getting another person. They're saying maybe a younger fellow, maybe younger in their mindset, younger in their maturity. If they were a season, they would be spring. Whereas your earthly fellow would be a man for all seasons is what they're saying, okay? So I'm seeing this earthly fellow as a long-term partner that would be coming in. Some of you, if this is for you, you may already know this person. We don't know yet though, but I do feel that some of you already know this person. marked by Saturn. So there, that shows a contract with quite a lot of learning to go through, but not like I'm going to kill you learning. More like we're learning together and we're learning slowly. We're going through challenges, together at times and whatnot. The other one, the younger person, is going to be more of a spontaneous kind of like person who looks forward to the next adventure, moves in quickly to things, but doesn't cover their back. They've walked into, they've gone into this beautiful atrium, for example, but they didn't look behind them to realize, oh, okay, well, now the door just closed and it's locked and I can't get my way out because it's a lock. It locks from the inside. Oh, I actually walked into the freezer. I didn't know. It's one of those kinds of things. So I hope that doesn't happen to somebody, but that's my point. And so you're going to have a choice there. So speaking of being able to choose, now which person is better for you? Look, listen, guys, listen. It's not like people pay me to answer that question, but if people did, I would say if you're going for the second person, I would see that second person, that more wild child not looking behind, as a reflection of a part of you that needs to be matured, okay? Now, I'm not pulling and making a plug for the first person as to be a long-term partner or to be with or whatnot. I'm not telling you who to do what, because this is not a personal reading. But I just feel that whenever we have partners pop up, we do need to look at them. What do they represent to me? In my mind, when I look at this person, what's my description of that person? Go ahead and turn the gaze back at you. And then there you have a description of yourself. There's an aspect of you that is reflected in that person. And so there it is. There was an aspect of you reflected here. There was an aspect of you reflected here. There will be an aspect of you reflected here. And so that's what you want to be focusing on, Taurus, okay? All right. So obviously I'm not talking to all Taurians that watch my broadcast, okay? It's just, if this one's not for you, then we can grab some popcorn and cookies and all of that and watch. But if it is for you, then you're going to be like, oh my God, I know, that sounds right. That sounds right. Okay. Now they're bringing me here and they're having me go ahead and split this reading now. All right. So let's, I just tore a page. And let's take a look here. Look at how these energies look much better. Okay. That makes sense. We've got a lot of karmic stuff going on here and stress, but here we've got this initiation by fire. You're looking good. You've got the double, 2. Then over here we have 11. We've got the ease. We've got this ascension. And then we've got now what? Okay. Now what energy? Okay, so hold on. Let me take a moment and see what they would like to do next. For whatever reason, I keep getting 5 alarm fires. So they're coming through with a little bit of a warning moving forward. Now, when we say warning, they literally verbatim, that was them. When we say warning, what we mean is here we are right now, or whenever, right? Here we are, in reading at least, we're here. And as we're looking forward into the potential, that's what they say warning, because the very fact that you're observing this reading, guys, means that if it's for you and you feel it resonates, if there's something you don't like, you change your way. And so you can help to bring about a different timeline, a shift for yourself. So what they're saying here is that there could be some 5 alarm fires, and that would just be a part of your chart, your soul chart, as you plotted for challenges. Excuse me. But what you have control over is how you respond to these situations, okay? It's how you respond to it that makes all the difference. They're asking me to bring up one of my favorite book series, Choose Your Own Adventure. Remember that? Am I dating myself now? Remember those CYOA, Choose Your Own Adventure books? They're saying that, think about it this way, the book is already written. True that, it is. We all saw it, right? The book is already written. Think of that as your soul chart. But there are many choices that are presented to you, the reader, once you start that book. Page one, and the book is usually written in second person point of view, right? Which is you. So you start page one. It's something like, hey, you and your father are at a library, and your father is the the head librarian there, and someone comes out to talk to him. He tells you to wait behind in the room while he goes off and talks to them. After your father goes off to the room, you hear a rustling sound in the corner. Should you A, sit and wait for your dad, or B, investigate the noise? If you sit and wait for your dad, go ahead and turn to page 2. If you investigate, go ahead and turn to page 11. Now, there in and of itself, we have this concept that finally expands our minds to allow us to understand how we can have fate and free will existing at the same time. So the book is already written, but there is a level of free will at different parts in your life. Some places you can't identify as free will, right? That you make choices at, and it changes your ability to reach certain goals or to have a certain outcome that maybe your higher self wanted in the past. Now, that being said, they're saying that this is like that. So they're saying that there are going to be some things moving forward that you're going to have to respond to. Now, your choice is whether to react to it or respond to it. All right. Now, some of you I'm already asking like, okay, well, hold on a second. Does this mean like in terms of a romantic relationship, or is this something outside of my friend circle? Is this like a natural disaster? What is this? Of course, that's going to depend on you, but either way, it all reduces to the same thing. You have a choice in how you respond. Now, when we move into that place of exploring choice, the question is like, well, how can I place myself into a place where I can have a better response? Now, part of that could be, and now here we're going back to this card they were pointing out to me like 5 minutes ago, time management, right? So first of all, you have to understand, in order to make a really good give a really good response in life, you want to understand that there are just certain things that take time. It's called divine timing. And so if you are able to make, make peace with the way, the timing of your life and the timing that it takes for things to progress, right? Especially when it feels urgent. If you're able to make peace with that, that is one way to respond, all right? Another way to respond when you are trying to find another thing to keep in mind when you're trying to respond properly is to consider the role of mystery. There are just going to be certain things that you're just not going to ever be able to know. Okay. There it is. I was going to say, hold on. Let me go ahead and grab that card. Ding! Together. So we have this combination of understanding that divine timing just works independently of you for the most part. Okay. Also, you have to understand, they're saying also to explain that divine timing is in place because, well, not only do you have choices to make, but other people have choices to make. What if one of the ways that your personal story is going to be determined or directed is based on somebody else's input? Why? Because they have a letter on their desk that they have not opened as yet. And every day they're like, oh, I got to check that letter. Oh, I got to check that letter from the mail. I got to check it. And they take 2 weeks to check it. That automatically affects the timing. And that's only one person. So you see what I mean? And then when you're over here, reacting and getting stressed out, myself included, and getting angry and being triggered and all of this, you're actively feeding the energy of whatever's going on in your life, whatever that incident is, and you're exacerbating it. And that can change the outcome completely. Why? Of course you can say, because that guy didn't open their mail. Yes, but because you have no control over that. One of the ways to make better responses in life instead of reacting is to understand that things take time because things are working behind the scenes. Okay, they're having me pull this card out. In fact, I should pull this in the reverse. Accelerated motion in the reverse. This is like 8 of Wands, fast moving energy and communication in the reverse. Give it time is what they're saying. And again, the second thing is to understand that there are just things that you're just not going to know. You're not going to know who is saying what or what the outcome is going to be. The best thing that you can do is work on healing yourself. That's another thing. And you see how this card, boop, wants to come out facing the ascension energy there. Spirit is saying, oh, okay, you wanted to, see, I knew it. He wanted to come out too. I tried to ignore him, but anyway. So the third way that they're saying to be able to be in a place where you can respond better in life instead of reacting is to understand that you have no control over people. You can't control the time. You can't control the flow of information. But what you can do is understand that either way, if you focus on healing, you're good to go. Look at this 5 right here. Look at these 5s right there. Look at this 4 and 1 becoming 5. So here it says time to heal. No matter what side you look at in life, it always comes back to you. Do the healing. When you do healing for yourself, that means that you sit with your emotions that come up. Don't drink it away. Don't smoke it away. Don't watch TV it away. Don't go shopping it away. Sit with your Kleenex, cry, talk to your therapist, talk with a friend, do your art, whatever you need. They're pulling this card in right here. Choose wisely. Boink. Yeah, choose wisely, right? Whatever you need to sit with your emotions and to process it, that is when you're actually working. That's when you're actually doing the work. All other things are not going to be considered doing the work. It's going to be delaying it. So when you do the work, you actively change the energetic frequency of whatever situation is going on. So let's say that you're having a 5-alarm issue with a third-party situation. That's the energy they want to bring in here. For an example, let's say you're struggling with a connection because you're having an issue with your person and there's a third person involved. You can't control these other 2 people, and you can't control the timing, and you can't control what access to information you have. Right? We can barely get people to tell the truth. Come on. But what you can do is that you can sit and you can understand. They're bringing this card in now as well. Silence. You can sit, you can get silence, and you can look at the force within. What's going on with me? I'm crying. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. I feel abandoned. I feel rejected. I'm bitter. I'm lazy. And then all of a sudden you're like, lazy? Where does that come from? What do you mean lazy? How does this even fit into this conversation? That's an invitation to inquiry. So when you sit and you feel those emotions and you really, really, really just make it your commitment to work through that, guess what? You're actively working through whatever this whole energetic knot is between you and at least these 2 other people. And that's how you get to this place where through your healthy responses to your issues on the inside, you're able to extricate yourself from something completely. I know that sounds like whatever, but it happens all the time. It really, really is about you taking a moment and focusing on the inside of yourself, working through it. And the 4th thing that Spirit is drawing our attention to when it comes to being able to respond to what happens in life as opposed to reacting to it is to understand that love is all around. Now guys, listen, I have an Aries sun, okay? We have no time for that kind of talk. Look, you know what? And I have 4 placements in Libra. Look, I want what I want and I want it now and I want it, right? So I understand if you're like, this is not helping me at all, because sometimes I feel that way. But I have to also tell you, as a reader and working in the energy and seeing it from higher perspectives, they're right. Damn it, they're right. They're right. Why are they always right? Right? They're right because they have the ability to see what's going on from an observant position. When we're in the middle of it, we need to have somebody out there helping us, telling us what's true. What is real? What is true? According to my favorite book, and a lot of you probably know this book already, A Course in Miracles, only love is real. That's it. So if you're ever in a place where you're not seeing something in a loving way, if you're not seeing somebody in a loving way, then that means that something is going on with your perception. And listen, we're not here to solve all that today, all right? That's not what it's about. It's about keeping that in your heart, at some point, even if it's just to say, Lord, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any love in this situation. I see nothing but hell and damnation. But I'm going to trust you that it's somewhere in here. It's not my job to sit here and locate it. It's my job to act as if it's there. And if you turn off that light and there's a lion in the room, you will remember there's a lion in the room. Just try to keep going, keep going straight in the tunnel, even though it's dark. There's a lion in the room. Keep that in mind. All right. And so if I were to summarize your reading today, Taurus, it would be this. So far, what I'm seeing is that you do have some lessons that you have been working on and that are going to be popping up for you. Some of these connections, it feels very much like connections, people. Some of these connections will feel like 5-alarm fires for you. Why? Because they are social contracts put in place for the sake of your health and well-being. In the long run. In the short term, it burns, it may hurt, right? Not all of them, but for some of them. And Spirit has now given you 4 tips for helping you to place yourself in a position where you can respond as opposed to reacting. All right? Very quickly, remember that divine timing is at work for a reason. If you can make peace with that, and just put one foot in front of the other, that will help you. The second one is understand that there are just going to be things you don't know, you don't have access to, and also remember that sometimes it's best not to know certain things, because if you were to know certain things, it would possibly obstruct your process even more, okay? Especially when it comes to human relationships. The third thing is no matter what's going on around you, you are always responsible for your own healing. If you're not feeling what's going on, if you're not delving into it and you're instead medicating either with substances or with shopping or with TV or whatever, then you're not doing the work. And it's just, you're not, and also that means you're not dissolving the energetic stuff that's going on. All right. And the fourth thing is to remember that we are literally love. It is all around us. And so as empty as that can feel, trust me on this. Okay, so Spirit, what would you like to say? Let's go ahead and pull one of these cards for you. Oh, this is all right, guys. What? 8. Okay, 1. Oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a 4 and 8. Okay. Okay. Perfection. Look. Oh, perfection. 1 and 7 is 8. Phew. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pull this 8 on the board here. I'm going to put that there. But we are going to pull this card actually. Masculine. Who dat? What that? All right. Let's read the perfection card first. They said 8. We shuffled 8. We've got an 8 right here. Perfection, my dear Taurus. Dream your passion. Fly away. Go through the hoop of your innermost fears and desires. Meet them and conquer them. What pain from childhood have you not dealt with? Move into the wound of your most secret fears and find the seeds of wisdom that are planted there. Face what upsets you the most. It's a great teacher. Give away whatever is holding you back: insecurities, ego, fear of failure or of not being loved, fear of being alone, and be reborn into a new state of perfection. Okay? So guys, basically, this is about you. You know what? If it's anything like me, I'm always looking for the perfect strike. What's the perfect strike? What is the perfect way to deal with this, God? Give me my highest way of dealing with this. Dear God, please, Sister Mary Jehoshaphat of Latter-day Saints. All right? Now, this right here is a stellar set of information that you can work on. Let's take a look here in the masculine. Carrying your gift of consciousness. Oh, they actually want me to show you the front. Okay. Look at this. All right, so as I'm looking here, Spirit is saying that when we are doing this uphill battle that we call life, sometimes we forget that there's something wider than it. Like if I just did it like this, look, it looks like he's just walking up this mountain and struggling, right, with this piece of ice. But actually, if we look here, they're showing that here, this person's actually in space. Why? Because this experience that he's having is fully a construct of his own making. Now, whether you want to look at this, that part, what I just said, quote unquote, his own making, as being from a higher perspective, making a soul contract, or down here by having a certain perspective of life, right? It doesn't matter. But this is of his own making. It doesn't mean that it's any less real for him, is what Spirit is saying. But he would do well to realize that the very thing that he's carrying on his back, which looks like a very well-shaped piece of ice, could be a crystal, right, is what he's returning to. Look, he's literally in this very cold place. So sometimes it makes sense to take a look at what you're carrying. Sometimes what you're carrying makes sense, and sometimes it doesn't, right? And we'll just leave it at that. Let's take a look at the masculine. Carrying your gift of consciousness from the heart of woman, the heart of Mother Earth, trek toward the summit of higher knowledge. Because of male and female imbalances, Earth is in danger of dying. Remember that the power of the masculine explodes as the power of the feminine implodes, and a sacred spiral of life is set into motion. One cannot live without the other. The masculine god is in search of the feminine goddess. He brings gifts of driving force to her powers of intuitive, creative receptivity. Both are equal warriors in the fight against ignorance. Balance your masculine and feminine energies through meditation and awareness. Know when you are carrying a male or a female shield. This is your struggle in life, yet a great source of power when balanced. Let's talk about that part. I'll say it again. Know when you are carrying a male or a female shield. This is your struggle in life, yet a great source of power when balanced. Now, simply put, and of course it falls right on this 22 card, which shows that balance between the male and the female. Simply put, when we are able to feel into ourselves, going back to the healing that we talked about earlier, that's when we're able to really discern quite a few things. One of those things that we can discern is, am I in my feminine polarity or am I more in my masculine polarity right now? That's number one. Number two, is this expression of my feminine or masculine that I'm mostly in, is it in a high vibration or is it in its lower vibration? So sometimes you may see these terms like toxic femininity, toxic masculinity, all of that. Those are all words, it's semantics, right? They're all words just to give us an idea of what is my electrical charge right now? Am I in or am I out? Am I light or am I dark? Am I up? Am I down? Am I male? Am I female? And it's about you learning to live the scales. Now, when you're interacting with one person, you may notice that you fall more into a feminine expression, whatever that would be for you. And when you're with someone else, you may notice that you fall more into a masculine expression, whatever that means to you. But here's the deal. You're always going to be going back and forth between masculine and feminine. But what you don't want to do is keep going back and forth between the higher and the lower vibrations. Now, understandably, being on Earth necessitates that you literally do that because there are just challenges on Earth designed specifically to draw that lower vibration out of you, to draw it into your attention so that you can actually work on it. And how do you work on it? Going inside, feeling the feelings, dissolving it through, for some of you, therapy. For some of you, it could also be in conjunction with creative art, whatever, right? But either way, your job is to become aware that you are in a lower vibration of being. And from that place, your job is to introduce changes in the mindset, as well as changes in the energetic body, as well as taking action steps to, from a conscious place, bring yourself into a higher expression of that polarity, male or female, whatever it be. Because guys, we are all part of the one. That means it's yin yang. You're never going to just be one polarity ever. The only thing that you'll be able to control in all of existence is your ability to choose what you'd like to do. Listen, we all can go out there and murder, but listen, no thanks. Now, here's the question. How many lifetimes did I have to go through to get to that? I don't know. I don't want to know. Let's leave it in the Akashic records. But the point is, I've learned now. I'm not going to choose that. All right? I'm not choosing that. Now, they say every person has their price. You know, if there's a family member in danger, or if my baby, or just something like that, that's a whole different conversation. However, the point is, by being on earth, we're constantly being shown our shadow side. Now, one more time, you can choose what to do with it. You can medicate it away, you can drink it away, you can avoid it, but it'll always be there until you acknowledge it, you feel it, you transmute it, and then you make a new choice. And that's what Spirit wants for us to do. Choose the light. All right. So anyway, guys, God bless you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull you just 2 of these cute little cards over here. And then we will close up shop. So if you you guys know, I'm going to start doing this card. Thank you. I'm going to start resuming that card. Okay. I was not ready for that. I'm going to go ahead and start resuming my longer readings here on YouTube. On Instagram, there will be shorter readings for you to enjoy. Go ahead and feel free to do that. And in case you don't know, all my information's in the box above. God bless. Readings fundamental. But my Instagram handle is @awakening all you light workers. So go ahead and come on over there. Take a look. The potential is endless. Take a chance on them. So when I look at this right here, these 2 cards, it almost feels like here we are sitting before the council, a council of some sort, right? And then here you are over here with, I don't know which one you'd like to be, but you're here with a guide, right? But also what I'm seeing here is this could also mean you with somebody else. For somebody here, you're probably like, oh, that's a sign for me to go ahead and pull the trigger on this, whatever this is for you. But either way, the point is, here on earth, we've got people who are looking out for us in the physical and non-physical, but our counsel, our guides have come through today to give us a few keys on how to move forward and in making the best choices that we can. Now, I do want to take a look, thanks guides, I do want to take a look here at this message, take a chance on them. So just to remind you, I do feel that some of us are going to be coming into contact with somebody from the past. And of course, moving through life, you will continue to come into contact with quite a few people. As I said that, I looked at the time, it was 46 minutes and 46 seconds. I do want to remind you, Spirit is saying there's nothing wrong with connecting with people, so go ahead and take a chance on them. But go in with value for self. Go in with learning under your belt. Go in with tools for how to respond. For some of you, who knows, your ability to respond in the light and from a higher vibration may make all the difference in whether or not you end up staying together with somebody or whether or not that contract dissolves completely for this lifetime. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you know where to find me. Go ahead and reach out, and until then, God bless you guys. Mwah. Bye.